I've got this. Can you hear me? I've got this issue with my mouse drivers or something. I don't know. It starts floating around, and nothing I can do fixes it except for like restarting my whole machine. Alright, I was gonna take a challenge here. 7+3, casual, standard, 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 casual, 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 casual. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if anyone else has a suggestion how to fix like floating mouse without shutting down the computer, let me know. I assume it's the drivers. It's not the mouse itself. It's something with software or the computer. Alright. We need to have a folder function in the studies for management. You have 45 seconds to start, or I'm aborting the game. I have the feeling he's not here. Alright. Chess Kudo was next. He is here. Chess Kudo! Alright. Kudos. Normally on Fridays I just take all the challenges. You don't have to be a subscriber to play first. That's my long-running tradition. We were gossiping. No. No, we weren't. That didn't happen. You were gossiping. Alright. B3. Gossiping is different. It's more like you're just kind of trashing someone. Gossiping is like when there's like secret talk, you know. Just trash talking somebody is different. I'm in a weird mood this morning. I don't know. Alright, I don't know what to play here. I honestly don't take a lot of time to prep against B3. I've tried different stuff. Nothing, you know, I mean, B3 is not a bad move. There's no, like, refutation. Probably E5 is Black's best move. But it's also the sharpest reply that requires accuracy. Anything else is... I mean, I don't know. This is a decent system. But I've looked at it. It's only equal. I don't think Black can get an advantage against B3. I mean, there are probably like various ways to equalize. I don't remember if we played this before. Yeah, my restart of the computer has some processes ongoing. Oh, you played this, or somebody played this against me before. You did this before, right? You did this before. Oh, God. That's just this, man. You're playing the pork chop with B3 and bishop B2. if you're new around here, try not to like directly suggest moves that are appropriate to the current position. I was gonna play Queen D6 anyway, but I looked down and there it is, you know. The suggestion from our new viewer. Wow. Dude, are you really playing with a full deck, Cheskudo, or are you trying to troll me? You like seriously believe this is good for white? Or you just want to see like how ridiculous an opening you can play against a streamer and win? That's kind of how it feels at this point. Friday is the People's Day. No spoilers or suggesting moves that are very relevant. I timed him out as a warning. But Queen D6 is a very specific move. Like, you should never say that. I mean, I'm a pretty good player, but I might not see it, you know. That's the kind of move you definitely don't want to suggest in the stream. All my games are casual games, dude. I don't know, but it's like he's really playing like he's on drugs or something. After Bishop F5, I've had this position. Once against him, he played the same thing before. But I think, like, you know, the E3 and the E4 are the normal moves here. Is it bad to want to play a bad opening just to show off? It's not bad or good, but don't do it against me when I'm streaming, because it, like, pisses me off, you know? Like, I mean, you can do what you want to do. You know, we've all done that, but I've got 2 hours. I want to play, like, serious games, so this is kind of a waste of time. You know, he'll try to play a serious game and then beat me anyway, but I feel like you're trolling me by, like, handicapping yourself, and then it's kind of diss, you know. On Wednesdays I play weird openings. That's different. But it feels like Cheskudo knows this is dubious. Do I collect any chess pieces, books, or the like? I collected books, but not intentionally. I never really was trying to collect chess books, it just happened. But they're all, like, stuck in a storage unit I have to fly abroad to, like, have access to. And I pay, like, ridiculous amount of money every month to maintain it. Dude, seriously? The best thing to improve is just playing and studying. I mean, combination of those two. I don't know how you... I mean, you should do all of the above. It's difficult to say, like, what's better. I mean, you have to play. The play should not be left out. Books, puzzles, lectures, or something else. Studying games, you know, I think, like, studying complete games of Masters That's probably the number one thing, especially annotated games. Like games with no notes, it's harder to learn from. Sleeping, that's good. I had a bunch of chess sets that people gave me, like my mom, friends over the years, relatives. um, I still have the Star Wars chess set I couldn't sell. I think I have another chess set, Isle of Luz Chessman or something. Every good chess player gets people like giving them chess sets, right? I don't know, Chess Kudo, like, what is your goal? To play as weird as possible? I didn't realize that's what you were about. He tries to humiliate chess juniors by playing the weirdest possible moves, but taking it very seriously. Alright. What's that, Tabayas? In Go? Oh, in Go. Game review is best. Interesting. And avoid memorizing. Well, I mean, it's a different game, so I don't know, about how important memorization might be. But I trust you. I don't know why. Yeah, I think memorization is overrated. Clearly, Chess Kudo has an obsession, an unhealthy obsession with, like, just not castling because he's a rebel or something. Rebel. I mean, maybe 97 is safer. Basically, you're playing the pork chop. F3, King F2, H4. And then, B3 is probably a pretty common continuation for the pork chop. But I mean, dude, this is not serious chess. He's just trying to be weird. I mean, he's playing like ridiculous chess in a serious way. He wants to beat me. He's serious about the game, but nevertheless, it's still like ludicrous to play such an opening. All right. When you buy a book about games, annotated games, I mean, I think the best way to improve is to study books where the games are annotated by that player themselves. Someone was talking about yesterday. What was I talking about yesterday? Famous player. Who was it? I can't remember. I was like, oh, okay. It was a player who didn't write a lot of books. It'll come to me. Just give me some time. I don't know exactly how many books I have. It's probably in the neighborhood of like 400 or 500. Dude. D4. So my opponent has some kind of crazy style where he plays checkers. Must have taken you a long time to like master this, Chesskudo. You must do this a lot, honestly. I don't think it's really good for your game to play like this crazy style, but ultimately I don't think it would be good for your tournament play or, you know, serious chess. But I get it, like you specialize in this, locking the whole board in a really weird way. It's like I'm playing Nigel Short's computer friend. When he claimed he was playing Bobby Fischer, it was an engine. Obviously. I mean, Short should be ashamed of himself for believing that. I'm not sure he even believed it was really Bobby Fischer, but it was like absurd. I mean, if you saw the games, it was pretty evident that was a computer. I don't think Chesskudo is using a computer, but he's obviously put a lot of time into this, like, really, really strange development of this really, really strange style of play. I feel like whatever. We're not really playing chess, it's some other game. Not a fun experience. It's like some sort of weird chess variant. You must play a lot of like Chess 960 or something, I don't know. This game was like painful to actually play. I did not enjoy this experience. Here's another convenient move. Wow. So I'm actually losing a piece now? Seriously? Wow. That's pretty bizarre, dude. He sees everything instantly. Interesting. That move, really? Impressive. Am I mated yet? very, very, very strange game going on, you know. I don't know what that's about, but I'm guessing you're not like playing over the board chess too much. You know, this is a very, very strange chess you're playing. Yeah, it wasn't a good game by me. I mean, I started to melt down after having a good position. It just got too weird. Would you seriously play this kind of stuff? Really? I would like give up chess if I played like that. Maybe if I was playing like weak players and I was just like messing around, but I couldn't seriously try to play against another good player like that with white. Wow. That's crazy, man. I mean, in the best possible way, but that's a very, very strange game of chess you play, dude. I mean, you're supposed to play f3, but you're not supposed to play like h4. I mean, but it's okay. The main move is just e3, knight e2, knight g3, normal chess. But actually, you know, I don't really understand why play f3. It's not the best move. You should play knight f3. That's what Hikaru does. I mean, that's what most people do. The double pawns aren't really bad for white. It's like a Trumpowski or something. Oh, is this how I lost to this guy before? He played like a genius last time. He's insistent on doing this no matter what. Right. This is the last game I played where he beat me. He's beaten me 3.5 out of 62, although he should have at least like 10 or 15. Judging by his strength. If you're 2200, like in rapid, you should probably score like, I don't know, 10 to 15 points against me. So here we go again, the exact same way he played last time. This is considered to be okay for white, but most humans, you know, don't like it because of the bad structure. Plus white's e3 is a waste of a tempo. I think I played the best move last time. Well, what's considered the best, which is b6. But you could try something different. Am I allowed? Yeah, people do that. They challenge me with color. I don't care, you know. I don't even pay attention when people challenge me to like black or white. I don't even like notice, you know, unless you play me like 5 games in a row. Yeah, you could challenge me with black next time. I don't care. You had 6 whites in a row. It sounds like my poker all-in results. I lost like 15 coin flips in a row. Happens all the time. Totally normal. Yeah, 6 in a row isn't that bad. 14 out of the last 15 coin flips I lost. That's normal. I'm just like the most unlucky person I know. So check him out with knight h3. I think, you know, obviously you can consider knight e2 here. Oh, this is just weird. I don't know who Drakfire is. It's a totally mysterious player. They disappeared for a long time and came back recently and crushed me in that game. Exact same opening, though I handled it slightly differently. tempted to play e5. Seems kind of extreme. I really have not been playing this setup, but I mean e3 just like you're forcing me to play bishop takes c3. Yeah, I remember the Caro Khan you sent us. Chess Kudo. Okay, I mean, if he does, like, b4, I just play bishop b7. Minimum pawn weaknesses. We've made our pawn weaknesses. I mean, this and this. But white has bishops that are kind of not that great. It was a French Tarrasch. Wow, I remember. Why do I remember a Caro Khan? Maybe it was a French Tarrasch. Alright. It was a French Tarrasch. Yeah, I trust your memory better than mine. Yeah. French Tarrasch, it was. French and Caro Khan are very similar. It's easy to kind of conflagrate that. Pawns are on the white squares. Yeah, I mean, it's just a question of whether the bishop is getting out or not. Exact same routine as last time, but a little different. I didn't play an early f5 against him. Last time he played e4 pretty quickly. This is clearly like a hyper systematic player who always plays the same thing. I didn't realize they were a hardcore English player. I didn't remember that from their games. We'd played 63 games and I have very little recollection. It feels like cheating that you can like look at your previous games while you're playing. Is it the same if it's rated? It's the same, right? It still feels like cheating. Like I can look back upon my previous games while I'm playing the game, you know? That's kind of weird. It's like looking at an analysis board while you're playing. He's like one-dimensional. It will be done. Thou will be done. It was in the Bible. It's almost like this slow-moving wave that you can't stop it. It's like a tsunami. It just it keeps coming, like the Blob or something. Very systematic. There was another account that I thought was the same person as Dracofire long ago. Some other fire. Like they had two accounts with a similar name. Yeah, my favorite. Piano. That's the only song I can play on the piano. Practiced that a lot when I was a little kid. The theme song to Jaws. We've all been there. It's deep. Very deep. Say this is a weird position is, again, yeah, we're understating. Roman would like this. It's basically a modified like Gingy Indian with bishop takes c3. Just haven't played it much lately. I'm out of practice. I normally don't do this symmetrical English always. I save it for strong players. I don't like to play symmetrical against weaker players because it's drawish, kind of. Like this e3 line would be the worst. Alright, Jaws is coming. I can like predict his next move, of course. Yeah. I didn't want to make another pawn move. I mean, I could play e6 or d6 or something. d6 allows queen d7. I mean, knight e6, queen d7. But I'm... maybe d6. Maybe I should play d6 and put my queen on d7. I don't know. On c7, it doesn't really do anything. It's a target for knight d5. I'm going to have to take it anyway. But it might just, like, transpose. This is pretty perverse. Perverse. Very methodical play, no? And the time use, like, systematic. How's his bullet rating? 1865 bullet, 2099 blitz. Not a lot of rapid games. So he's mostly bullet and blitz. He has a terrible, terrible score against me. I mean, if he's this good, why... I think I said this last time, but why is his score so bad against me? How am I 63, 62 and a half, 3.5 against someone who's like 2186? I mean, that's unbelievable. It doesn't even make sense. I made the same comment last time, but I'm serious. It's just weird, dude. You have a performance rating against me of a player who should be like 1600. Yet you're like 2186. What's up with that? It feels like, well, I'm not gonna say it, but only 10 games not enough to be statistically clear. How's that? Good morning. Also, if you look how clean and correct his style is, there's no way a player who's that systematic could be like 3.5, 62.5 against me. He's got like a crystal clear, perfect positional style. Extremely strange. Every move is the exact same amount of time. Alright, maybe there's a secret, like he just loses on time when he gets slow on time or something. I don't get it. It's really weird. Definitely want to avoid like blundering here. So far, so good. No blunders. Now I'm actually ahead on time. So if he keeps using the exact same amount of time, he might have trouble. Right. He does have en passant, obviously. His bishops are pretty strong now. Wow. That's weird. Let me see the analysis board. What's up with his move times? Did he use like the same exact amount of time on every single move? Actually, not. Both of us used various move times. I had to get quicker though. I had used way too much time in the early part of the game and had to speed up. He was more steady. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like this line for white. Look at black's score after bishop takes c3. I mean, the computer says it's like, see, this is the disconnect between like reality and what computer engines say. The reality is that white's score is horrifying in this variation. 46 games and white has scored like 20%. But the computer says that white is better by 1.0 pawns. I mean, okay, dude, whatever. It's just like, unless you're a computer, extremely difficult to play this, dude. I don't get playing this with white, but I will not play it. When I'm white here, I always play a3. Usually, also knight f3. Knight f3 is the main move, but I won't play e3. Okay, the Botvinnik variation is, it's okay. I think against that I like a6, b5 too. Alright, we got a bunch of challenges, but I'm just taking the challenges in order. Last time I lost, I got a little carried away. I have to be careful. I mean, I don't have the dark square bishop. Junior. As Junior said to me yesterday. Junior. That was, wow. I'm going back like 30 years in my mind. Almost 30 years. That was Ilya Gurovich's ICC account. Junior. Please no closed Sicilian. We've had a really gross closed English and that horrible, can I just resign? Why do we have to have this like World Wrestling Federation positions every game? Can't anyone play like a normal open game? Yeah. Twitch password reset sucks. No disagreement here. The other problem with the e3 is that black can play e6 and it's like totally symmetrical. I don't think 5e3 is a good choice for white. e3 e6 is like a dead draw, and there's no way that either side can ever win. I had a game like that against Greg Shahadi, I think. We just agreed to a draw in 20 moves because it was hopeless for either side to try and win in a completely symmetrical position. And then this, like, bishop takes c3. You know, either play knight f3 or a3, or maybe e4. You could play d3, but I don't really see, like, d3. I don't see how d3 has any kind of independent significance. You might as well play knight f3 or a3. This is weird. Somebody played this against one of the GMs in the tournament I played last week, and I don't understand the point of playing bishop b5, knight d4, bishop c4. He got absolutely destroyed, the player with white that played this. It's like you're playing the bishop c4 variation, just giving black knight c6 to d4 for free. I don't know why that... Does that matter? I mean, does that help white in some way? I'm sure that in the game, like in my tournament, like white just subsequently played badly, but... So you're supposed to play castles, or knight takes d4, or a4. All of those moves are variations, right? Castles is fine. Bishop d3 is a move. Or knight takes d4 or a4. You've got 4 different moves. I mean, I guess bishop c4 is not that bad, but I don't understand the point, you know? Really. Perlstein is recommending some absurd a4, like it's some fantastic new idea. He's recommending like a4 against or for white in the Grand Prix attack. It's just like, dude, just like repurposing and repackaging, you know, old club openings that sucked in the first place. He's doing like a Chessable or some videos about it. Whatever, you know, I mean, it's okay for club players, but it's not great. You know, you can repurpose and repackage the same crap, but I guarantee a4 is not particularly great for white. The best move for white in this position is probably like g3, objectively, and just play the closed Sicilian. But I suppose like bishop e5 is not that bad. If you're gonna play something, probably bishop e5. I don't like this line. No, I don't like the Grand Prix for white. We might have to like get Asterbate to stop playing it. He hasn't adapted well. Asterbate is funny, like you play the Vienna game well, but your closed Sicilian has really not been great. But I guess, you know, honestly, they are very different. I mean, white's setup is the same, but black's setup is very different. This bishop on the diagonal is completely open in the Sicilian. In e4, e5, you know, you're not facing that. Is the Vienna game better than the closed Sicilian? Fundamentally? It's possible. We want him to get more principled, not less principled. D5. D6, knight E4. Wow. I guess bishop D7 is reasonable. But then again, maybe I bring my knight back to C6. I don't know. I don't really like these type of structures. Why every game I'm getting like crazy people playing closed positions? Totally not having fun here. No theoretical positions. Everything is really dry and extremely closed. At least Excel Poker and Shaki play, like, and Heroku too. Those guys at least play like open games and are more fun to play against. I enjoy playing against those guys. But this closed Sicilian, blah blah blah, this is just ugh. I don't know if objectively this is good or not. But I feel like I'm suffocating. One and 36. I feel like every game I'm making the same comment. Like, I don't understand how people have such bad scores against me. GM Sean, he plays the openings like a master and then finds a way to lose every game. I don't know. I mean, D3 is a nice idea, but is it really correct? I don't know. Objectively, I'm down a pawn. But I probably have compensation. At least it creates an interesting position. So he doesn't even take it. Wow. He's heading for B5. Now white has more weaknesses than black. Now with more weaknesses, Queen E2. Well, I mean, he should take on D3. The hippo was just a formation. Oh, okay. The hedgehog is a formation. The hippo is a formation. Someone asked me, is the Marazzi an opening or something the other day? Well, I mean, not really, right? It's like a pawn structure. You can't force the Marazzi. Yesterday we had someone submit a game with like E4, C5, C4 with a FIDE master playing it with white. And I was like, look, you know, you can't force the Marazzi. Like, in order for it to be like a proper Marazzi, black has to make some kind of mistake. Like giving white too much space in the hedgehog. Just because you played C4 and E4, I don't think it's necessarily a Marazzi, you know? I mean, it's really not great for white. Climb in the hippo enclosure and see what happens, Asterbate. Just saying. You might think differently about it. You might have a one-track mind. Wow. No, I like playing against Marazzi. You know, I've said this a million times in my streams. If you go back and watch old episodes or whatever, it's like, dude, I showed you that position a minute ago. The bishop takes c3 against Dracofire. The engine says that white is better by one pawn, but white's score is like 20% in master practice. That's the disconnect. You're not a computer, you know. Maybe a computer could somehow be better. The King's Indian wouldn't be an opening. It wouldn't be considered a good defense for black if it was based on, like, stockfish evaluation. Where are you going? Like, knight h4? I guess he's gonna play d4. Knight d4. We're gonna get a completely symmetrical pawn structure. Yes! This is fun. Is this fun? Are we having fun yet? Now we're having fun. Wow. Unbelievable. Really? This is 1800 player, 1600 in blitz. They're 1-36 against me, and they're this solid. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I have 3-minute time odds plus a slight advantage. Now bishop d2. What a move. I was toying with the idea of like rook b6. Come on. a3. It's subtle. Wow. There's no way you're this good and you're like 1-36 against me. It's impossible, man. The problem is people like letting their little brothers play on their account and stuff. That must be what it is. It's the little brother effect. Dude, he's so solid. May Laxna is rating with a party of 10. Thank you for joining. A tactic. One move tactic. Oh, he's got a forkdom too. I can win the exchange. I'd almost rather win though the pawn. Thanks for the raid from Mela. Do you want to win the exchange or do you want to win a pawn here? Safer to just win the pawn. Keep my strong knight on f5. Screw the exchange. I say we keep that defensive piece on the board. Let him stay with a bad bishop. I've got a fork again. I'm just winning though. It's not about material. People are too materialistic. We got the rock going on. Good knight versus bad bishop. Yeah, check our opponent out, man. 1895 bullet. 1677. Blitz? Dude, what? Astrobate gifting 5 to the community. King Kong Chess, Boy Purgatory, Abufazel, Prak 8, and Nivelasop. Nivelasop. Nivelasop is Pasolivum in reverse. Coincidence? I think not. Wow. So I have a neat move here, right? Knight g3. But I still like keeping that piece. I knew it was like Pasolivum reversed. Is my rook trapped yet? Got me. That's it. Gonna have to resign now. Check this guy out. You're 1 in 36 against me, and you can make like 100 moves in 5 seconds. There's no way. What is your deal? Seriously. Almost works. Thanks, Astrobate, man. Very generous. You could play endless amounts of moves, holding on in a difficult position. I think it's like Smurf account too. Can't let him in though. You could easily get a perpetual check here. Thank you for the raid though. Yesterday Eric Rosen raided us. We had over 1,000 viewers. That was cool. Tabias. Astrobate more gift subs. How many was that? How many gift subs? Yeah, we had an Eric Rosen raid. That was the first time he ever raided me. I mean, I never even met him. You know, we never met each other. It's weird. He was like born when I left the United States. I'm just kidding. No, I never knew him. This is just weird, dude. It's just weird. Almost certain that GM Sean is a Smurf account of someone else. You know, you're close. How could you possibly be that fast and be 1677 in Blitz? Man, you should see Astrobate's opponents who are like 1677. The games he shows me. I mean, this guy is like 2100 in like fast Blitz or something. Dude, what is that account? It's so weird. Eric Rosen fan club. Puzzle Racer 55. You got lucky with knight g3. What do you mean I got lucky with knight g3? I like had it on the previous move. Are you serious? It was just content. I got lucky with knight g3. It doesn't look like I got lucky. I was like winning the whole game. That's a weird comment. You were lost the whole game. It's not about lucky. Alright. I wasn't like, I almost played it on the previous move. I could have won the exchange in like 3 different points. Whatever. M Pokey's back. Guys, how much time do we have? I have about 45, 50 minutes. God, lucky. Right. I just thought it was good content to make it sound exciting. But don't let your little brother play anymore. Alright. Oh, man. Well, this is better than the closed Sicilian, but still, it's tough. I have no idea who this is. It's probably another Smurf account. MK Pro Pokey just showed up. Don't know who they are. I don't like playing against this. It's not a great BOGO. This is my like OTB repertoire. So, well, it used to be when I would play the BOGO a lot. I mean, it's my solid, what I would play against very strong players if I'm content with a draw with black. I've only had it like a couple times against very strong players. Draw. Once with Dimitri. I'm trying to remember if I've ever had to win this line with black against someone good. I wouldn't want to have to do that. The goal is to just like get a draw. White gets the bishop on the long diagonal pretty quickly as opposed to normal BOGO where the knight is on f3. So you don't have the option to like fianchetto your bishop here for black. We can transpose to a BOGO, but it's a line I haven't played a lot. Knight f3, d6 is something Smyslov used to play. Then something on Amy chess. I miss Amy. Something on Amy chess site that says a certain percentage goes up in rating 3 months after they have used Amy chess. Of course they do. Of course they do. That's straight from the desk of the Amy chess CEO, man. Are you serious? Everyone gets better after using Amy chess. Aimbot. They probably have a feature that lets you, like, you know, register your account and they play for you. Your results are guaranteed to improve when they hook their bot up to your account and start raising your rating on the chess site. It's like aimbot for chess accounts. Amy chess. I'm sorry, I just like making fun of everything. Very solid. Dude, I mean, have you noticed, like, how... I mean, even Chess Kudo played a crazy opening against me, but, you know, at the end of the day, he tried to play solid chess, and he almost locked the whole board. I'm always tempted to play a4 in this type of position, but oftentimes I get in trouble, like the pawn gets overextended. Most of AIM chess profits come from people who forget to cancel their free trial. Dude, that reminds me of these like scams in the United States. They send out like mailers to old people and trick them into like subscribing to magazines. They did it to my mom when she had Alzheimer's. I still get them. And it's like impossible to unsubscribe. Right. The secret to a successful business is making it difficult for people to stop paying for it. That's the secret of my insurance company. I have this like insurance policy. I don't even know what it's for. I tried calling them. I tried sending them a mail, like a physical letter. I don't know what I have to do to like stop them from like, and I tried talking to my bank. I like after 3 years I still haven't found a way to like stop them charging me like $29 a month. I don't even know what I'm paying for. It's crazy. I think I have to like visit their office in Nebraska or like start like a legal suit to get them to stop charging me. E5. Everyone's the same. They're like super solid, super fast. They're all around 1900. I think they're all the same person, except for Chess Kudo, who clearly has a unique style. Good morning, Pijak. You have a unique style. Shaki, Excel Poker, Heroku. You know, I'm going to play as many games as I can. I've got like 45 minutes. So, aim chess. I don't know anything about aim chess. I mean, I heard of it, and other streamers are like promoting it. But, is it one of the things like that's owned by, or formerly owned by the Magnus Group? Was that one of the things they bought? Is that a Magnus acquired product or not? You know, Magnus Group bought a lot of stuff and now they're selling their entire company to chess.com. So chess.com will have like monopoly on all of chess except for like lichess and I don't know what. Maybe like chess-base, but no one uses chess-base anymore. Like, who plays on the chess-base chess server? MK Pokey, you remind me of other accounts I've played. Wow, he's got a lot of games, though. 6,000? 6,000 games blitz. That's decent. It's not a new account. It really isn't. Shaki isn't funny or isn't a lot? Context is so difficult here online. Oh, he answered replying to tab yes. Aim chess could be funny to use. But funny is different from fun. And lichess is free, which is cool, because if it's free, it's for me. Lichess isn't here to scam you out of your money. Dude, I'm tired of being scammed. I really, really am. I lived in the United States. The United States is like the home of every kind of scam. Everyone's trying to scam you all the time. I mean, seriously, it gets boring after a while. This is boring too. At least it's a semi-open position. But yeah, here we go again. I hate this variation. White's got the symmetrical pawn structure. I expected him to maintain the e4 square there. That's a very minor concession by White. You know, but significant. He didn't like being in the pin, but I think he gives a little bit of ground up You know, maybe black is fine now. Do I dare say black is better? After queen c3? You know the thing that's best about lichess? They're never trying to scam you out of your money. It's so refreshing. I mean, donations are one thing, but that's completely voluntary. I'm such a skeptic, you know, but I became like that because I was scammed so many times. Maybe aim chess is worth it, I don't know. Uh-oh. Tactics. Rook takes rook, followed by bishop g4. I don't like giving up the file here, but I'm almost winning by force. Emphasis on the almost. Yeah, too fast. Puzzle dashboard. If you guys really disagree, we'll have Finland-Sweden death match. E4. Actually, wait. Yep, found that. Master had that move. Wow. Yeah, this is entirely about time, player. Wow. Only 2000 bullet. Only 2010 blitz. But he's totally playing for the clock. Trying to, like, flag me. If queen takes e5, queen takes c4. Nah, I don't know who this is. 2000 bullet isn't easy. You gotta be pretty quick. Sweden lost to Finland. Lost Finland to Russia. Both of you guys are gonna stand up together, right? Join NATO, be friends, play some ice hockey, little friendly ice hockey match. Alright, what are we doing? Wow. We need a board game that is now just for, yeah. I'm gonna guess my opponent doesn't play a lot of increment, judging by their play. They're basically playing like it was sudden death. But I mean, I like, That's all I do is play increment all the time. I'm like an increment pro. My opponent is focused on winning on time rather than the board. Primarily focused on winning on time. We need peace. Give peace a chance. Made in one. Huh. I didn't miss it. I'm gonna guess that player doesn't play a lot of increment. I think we lost Excel Poker's challenge somewhere. Alright, Shaki. I don't know who's next. We gotta play some interesting games. You're constantly dropping your challenges, Excel Poker. Why is that? You're like on mobile or something? Sumer as well. Man, I don't understand it. Like lichess used to keep the challenges for a long time. They were keeping them in. It's weird. I wonder what does it. I was just playing and talking about this the other day. I've transposed some kind of Miles variation of the Alyakin. Someone referred to it as. I know Baburin plays this. I had a game, the other day where I guess I did like Bishop G4, but it looks like Queen B3 could be a thing. So am I supposed to take? And I know like Knight D7 F4. So perhaps black should play something different, like G6. If G6, Queen F3, right? That's a problem. Houston, that's a problem. G6, Queen F3. So what am I supposed to play here? G6, Queen F3, Bishop E6 looks very touch and go. It's true though, I mean it's possible. G6, Queen F3, he doesn't have to play Queen F3. But let's say G6, Queen F3, Bishop E6. D5 doesn't seem to win. Bishop F5, I don't know, no. Doesn't look right. It's too easy to hit it with like G4. Queen F3 is also dangerous there. Actually, Queen F3 is probably very strong against Bishop F5. So if Queen F3, Bishop E6, I don't want to play F6, obviously. Bishop E6, D4 is hanging, so white has to respond, like Bishop E3 or something. And then black has time to complete development. But I mean, my position is pretty weird with like a knight on C7. But I was looking at this the other day. I think I looked at D takes C5, knight takes C5, knight D7. But white plays F4. And I just don't really like black's position. I mean, after knight D7, F4, what am I supposed to do? You know? Leave his knight on E5, take it, and play what? That's a really weird, like, 4 pawns attack. So he just played Bishop D3. Obviously, if Queen takes D4, Knight takes F7. But this pawn, you know, while I can't take it right away, it looks a little shaky. I still have... Well, interestingly, now I have Knight D7, and he couldn't play F4, but maybe he could play something else. Whatever. Alright, at least, you know, this has to be dealt with. This is a little weird. I mean, he's blocking his... With Bishop on D3, he's blocking his defense of D4. His knight takes F7 possible. Especially in Bughouse. If Queen takes D4, knight takes F7 obviously is the point, right? Now I'm threatening it. I'm threatening Queen takes D4. So what's he going to do? Just castles, Queen takes D4, and he sacked a pawn. You won't miss it if you're playing black in this position. Finally, at least we have an interesting game, not a closed position. I can't take another like closed Sicilian or B3, F3, H4. Lichess is clearly better. Yep. 96. '96. 86. Hope you're having a nice day. You too. You too. So what do we do? If 96, 96. If 96, 96, 96, 96. Yes. Yes, of course. What else? Okay, I'm new to this. I have no experience playing the C6 Aliakin, but I thought just for fun, you know, I'll start trying this. White center is it overextended or strong? I guess he could always play knight f3. No, that still loses a pawn. Man, I'm on it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Well, if he moves his knight away, I'm on it 3 times. This is an issue. This is a flop. So the point is, like, my queen is protected, by the way. by my bishop on g7, indirect pressure on d4. So our tactic with knight f7, bishop g6 doesn't work then. Yeah, I thought he might see it his way, but he drops a piece here, right? That's an oof. Bent Larson. Big on bishop takes e5, just when you didn't see it coming. You remember my famous line? That's not my famous line. I had a book in the 80s. Aliakin for the tournament player? Was it Lev Albert? They included that in the last chapter of the book. Like, very short little, like, one game mention. I'm doing today very well. Child wonder. So knight g8 was even known, you know. Actually, you know what, Excel Poker? I'm not an authority on historical stuff. But Grandmaster Zoltan Varga, who's a good friend of mine and one of the better Aliakin players in the world, he claims that knight g8 was actually... He claims knight g8 was actually the original way that they played the Aliakin in the old days. It's basically the original plan. I didn't know that till he told me. Child wonder, I don't know who Malone Brown is. Uploading my videos from YouTube. More promotion for me. Alright, D takes E5. If it was only like post Malone. What are we gonna do? D takes E5, Queen A5, Queen A5, Knight D4. Okay, we're up a piece. We're up a piece. Enough. We saw it. Is my queen trapped? You still can't castle. Thanks for not being a computer. That's just a shout out to everybody who's not cheating against me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Shaki, for not being a computer. I want to have a celebration every time someone like drops a piece against me. Yes. Another player who I can trust, who's not using an engine. The Aliakin victorious. Alright. Yeah, that was tough. What happened there? Like, what do you do to defend the pawn? You have to play knight e2? I think bishop d3 is probably a mistake. But even so, you should be able to manage. What happened here, theoretically? It seems like white's better after knight c5. Okay, so this is Short Miles, 2001. Tivyakov Baburin, 1999. I looked at this, I told you exact position. Yeah, so this is important position. Knight d7 isn't good enough because of f4. I would, you know, I guess honestly, like, even bishop f4 is probably conceivable, but whatever. This sucks. So g6 is the only move. And now you played a bad theoretical novelty, I guess. That's crazy, man. There's only 4 or 5 games here. Roman Hayetsky, whoever that is, has played it. David Smerdon. So the only... And that's David Smerdon back in 2002 when he was like 2300. This like doesn't exist theoretically. That's crazy. Isn't g6 like black's best move here? Yeah, it's like the only move. Wow. So bishop d3 is a mistake. Interestingly, queen f3 was played. Black played f6. Oh my god. How can you play f6? f6 is disgusting. You're going to win the pawn on d4? Wow. He actually did it. He played it and took the pawn on d4. This could be a correspondence game. Is that actually good? White has compensation for the sacrificed pawn. So f6 refutes it. Okay. So anyway, you're supposed to play f4. Ah. Maybe f4. That makes sense. And then bishop g7. And then like bishop e3. And you're solid. You've transposed to a David Smerdon game from 2002. Knight d7. Black can't equalize. We can't equalize. This is better. This is good for white. This is a problem. White's just better here. Milan Packer playing a lot. He's Slovakian grandmaster, playing a lot here now in First Saturday. Really got a good. He's got a good style. Queen f3. White's better. All right. Dubious variation for black. But whatever, it's fun. I mean, I like doing the Caro Kine. The Caro Alekine. Caro Kine. They never see it coming, you know. So if you play e4 and I play knight f6, you're prepared for whatever you do against Alyakin's defense, right? But if you play e4 and I play c6, and you're playing the two knights variation against the Caro, right? When I play knight f6 now, you're like, what the fuck? Like, maybe you play something different against Alyakin. Maybe you play the four pawns attack against Alyakin. What are you going to do? So here's a question for Shaki. Why should we play knight f3 if we want to play the two knights Caro Kann? Why not knight c3? What's the difference if you play knight f3 or knight c3? I was thinking about this the other day because I played it with white against Kristolevich as a surprise. I had a game with Sumaher in the morning, and then I was like, wait, why don't I play the two knights variation against Kristolevich? You never intended to play the two knights. Oh. Well, whatever. What are you going to play then? I don't know. Alright, you can transpose to a Panov. You can play the Bobby Fischer Mineral Spa variation. There's a lot of things you can do. But nevertheless, alright, let's just answer the question. When white wants to play the two knights, huh? Maybe knight c3 is better. Hero call. I forget what I even played against. I think I played knight c3. Is there anything special that can do? What's the difference, really, knight c3, if you want to play the two knights? Knight c3 is a more aggressive move, somehow. Black can always play e5. Oh, that occurred to me, right? Okay. So if you play e4, black plays c6. If you play knight c3, black can play e5. I don't know if it's a great move, but it's a move. Well, that's like c6 against the Vienna. Asterbate, have you faced that? What opening is this? It's a Grunfeld. It's a Caro-Kann. It's the Queen's Gambit accepted. It's the Tarash reversed. It's everything. Hey, I'm 2 pawns down. But don't worry. It's just temporary. What happens if A6? Check. We'll find out. My opponent's like, I don't care about no A6. Normally, I think black has issues here. He had issues with the Florida man. My friend has a beer brewery in Tampa Bay, Florida, and they make like small batch beers. And they made one called, it's some kind of mango flavored beer. So they called it like Florida Man Goes Crazy. I thought that was pretty funny. It's like orange colored, and it's got mangoes. Man Goes Crazy. That's pretty cute, right? Queen A4 instead of Knight B5. I thought Bishop D7, no? Bishop D7. I'm losing a knight. But you're like taking on B7. You're a sick individual to want to calculate that. Queen A4 check, Bishop D7, Queen C4. E takes D. Bishop takes B7. He has Knight C6, but then Bishop takes C6. So his rook is trapped in the corner with my bishop on B7, and he can't move his knight out. So he's losing a whole rook, or at least a knight. Let's say Knight A6, for argument's sake. Bishop takes A6. What's up? So we end up like, looks like we end up winning, you know, a pawn. We just have our kind of bishop in a weird place. Probably it's viable. It's just a little weird this early in the morning to go into that look weird. But maybe this is okay. You just develop. Sire. What am I doing? Knight C3? Sire. You like complications. I like clearly winning. I like clearly winning with no complications. Like, here's a question. What about my opponent just like went Knight C6? I would trade queens and then take the open file. Whatever. Is this a blunder? Oh, he's got A6 now. Play Magnus Group has not made a profit. You think? You mean like Play Magnus Group is like, it's like cryptocurrency or something. It's not like a product. Like, they didn't have a product. They just like bought a bunch of other products that were already in existence. Well, they had their Play Magnus app. I'm sure that must have made a profit. I'm sure like the Play Magnus app itself was making a profit, but maybe the other things like lost money. You got Dimitri Schneider as your corporate executive. I mean, that's weird. Now, what black should play knight c6. No, knight c6 allows knight d6 check. Well, I guess white has a good position then. Child Wonder, you said that already. I don't know. No relation to Post Malone, right? What will happen? Nothing. I mean, the Magnus Group was nothing. It was basically nothing to start with. It was just like a shell company that took over a bunch of other companies, in a way. It will just go back to being the nothing it originally was. I don't know what that was. You made him do it? Did I? Maybe. Oh, of course, man. I mean, I saw when they, like... It all seems sort of... The whole Play Magnus Group in the first place, they have a totally random chess player as their, like, corporate executive officer. I mean, what's that about, you know? The guy wasn't particular, like, business genius or something. That was kind of weird in the first place. I wouldn't invest my money in Play Magnus. But they bought a lot of stuff that was like dead weight, you know. They probably lost a lot of money on the things they bought. Plus they're paying all these like people who are like hangers on. Who knows how much money they blew like on salaries for random people for whatever. It's easy to go through like $100 million if you're just handing out like salaries to people. $100 million isn't really that much for a big company. But you're just throwing out totally random numbers. I have no idea. But the point is, like, the Play Magnus Group was nothing but a bunch of things they bought, you know? Bishop b6 check. I'm here to argue with people about some stupid Magnus company. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not here to argue with you about it. I'm here to play chess. Yeah, I mean, the Play Magnus app is gonna just like disappear, especially now that he's not world champion anymore. That's why they're bailing and selling the company. It definitely is connected to him giving up his whatever, you know, world championship. Like Hikaru has said, like, if you're not world champion, nobody wants to like sponsor you or anything. The first question they have, are you world champion? Hikaru's like, that's it, you know, either you're world champion or you're like nobody. Nobody's gonna know what the Magnus app was in like 3 years, you know. They're smart to sell their whatever it is. Definitely. It was nothing in the first place. Just accumulating other businesses. I'm not sure they even had a plan. I don't even understand like who's behind that, but whatever. Not interesting. Wow, Haruku hanging on. Down a pawn. I'm down a pawn. I thought king e7. Maybe king c7 is good. Who's better? Yeah, bishop on g2. Romanishin. Romanishin. Alright. Yeah, the Catalan bishops pretty strong here. Black's definitely not comfortable. But I'm not sure I played it optimally. I've been distracted. Wait, that's crushing, like, positional advantage here. It's almost like middle games, looks wow. I don't want to see this. Yeah, it's a good defensive try. Rook a6. Black's hanging on by microscopic. By a microscopic thread. No forced win. Should I trade rooks or play like knight b5? What's the big deal? Like, how does rook takes rook really help me? Maybe I should do this. Oh, it's mate. Oh my god, there's so many sick moves here. Wow. That is so sick, dude. It's like the sickest mate ever. That's why I don't want to sit around and talk about, like, if Magnus Group is worth $100 million. I'm here to play chess, dude. People are way too obsessed with this crap. Who cares? Whatever. Yeah, white had huge pressure. So I think e5 is a bad move for black. Black needs to play very carefully here. But maybe e5 is not that bad. I doubt it's best move. But what is black supposed to play? No games found? Wow. I mean, he basically lost the tempo, right? He lost the tempo. I mean, black played c6, c5. So, yeah. Your idea is valid right now. Queen a4 check, bishop d7, queen takes c4. You could do that right away. Look at this variation, Excel Poker. C takes d4, knight e5. The computer wants to play. Oops. Wow, this is nuts. Queen a5 check, a variation on your line. Bishop d2, queen takes e5. If you like complications, you might want to go for this. I love grabbing rooks on a8. That's Excel Poker's motto. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't do this. Once you play c6, you're playing c6. He has to play this either g6 or b5. No. Hell yeah. Alright, guys. We'll let him play. Who cares? Who cares, Paul? Curious. Who carries? I got it on the first try. Guys, I gotta go. I know you all want to play. Y'all want to play. Knowledge got bored, played Bishop G5 against me. And I had like a mental block against that since I lost to Igor Foigl 20 years ago with Knight E4. Okay, we played this before XL Poker. You're just playing like a Queen's Indian. It's fine. I'm really into the accelerated Queen's Indian. This is my new fascination. It's a pretty good opening. I mean, look at Mamajarov's results. Playing really weird shit. He just beats at it's like late now. I'm getting on the bandwagon pretty late, but Mamajarov has a very good score with that opening. The starting of a hippo. The birth. Tabias, we just need to like tweak your English a little bit. Hippo is an animal, right? So it can have a birth. The birth of a hippo. This is my game with the jerk, Yevgeny Romanov. The guy who claimed like I played for a draw. I always like keep telling that story. He made the exact same claim against another player at the end of the tournament. It was really weird. A guy was up a pawn against him the whole game. He claimed was playing for a draw as well. Yeah, man, he won a pawn against you because he was playing for a draw. Sure. But did you play B take C against me? Didn't we have this position already? Structural chess with Excel Poker. It's interesting. B take C is definitely playable. I mean, it's not easy for me to like put pressure on this. I played knight takes E4. Knight E4, bishop E4, bishop E3, and some people play like bishop F4 instead of bishop E3. It's like the computer's #1 move. So I get accused of like playing for a draw when I play the engine's #1 plan. I took it very personally. Guy's a complete asshole. Alright. What do I do now? Now there's different approaches, I guess. But I've never played this exact position. D6 is normal. Just a normal move. Nothing fancy. You know, his doubled pawns aren't that bad. It's not that easy for me to put pressure on the C4, and he can play like A4, A5, maybe, at some point. But objectively, I don't know. Maybe I should play like C5. Maybe I should play something really funky like knight C6, knight A5. There's a lot of fertile ground. The birth of the hippo. Speaking of animals, last year I did a video with Ponda. Ponda, like, whenever a game he played. I think I'm going to do another one. Ponda had a really good game last night. This looks like a good move. I mean, White's just staying central. He might be able to play E4 soon. So if I just play like knight D7, he plays E4, and I can't play E5 so easily. I can, but I'm not sure how great it is. How the birth of money comes from. That's funny. Where is money born? You didn't tell him it grows on trees? You could go further. He said it came from the printer, but you should say it grows on trees. Literally, money grows on trees. So this is what we expected. Now, if I play e6, it is a hippo, right? The birth of the hippo. But e5 is more aggressive. But why is that better? Why is it better to be aggressive here? Why is e5 better? It puts pressure on the white position. Pawn takes. Knight takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes. f4. All right. He explained that we have digital money. I think he called them fake money. That's cool. That's similar to something my son would be like. Yeah, sounds like a 10-year-old. Fake money. Did you discuss NFTs? No, my son he's 11 now. He's gonna be 12. A little more advanced, but he used to say stuff like that. It's funny. Pawn takes e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, bishop takes e5. f4, bishop g7, e5, bishop takes g2, king takes g2. Rook b1 is a solid move. But he kind of rules out this a4, a5 type of idea. Now what do I do? Watch for c5. That's really dangerous. Rook e8. c5. Queen e7. There's also this. Queen f6. Bishop g5, queen e6. So c5 is the threat. It is a sort of positional threat. In the Queen's India and Hippo, we're going to recirculate. If white shuts you down with d5, it's so standard. The bishop has to recirculate. What happens if poker excels too much? They kick him out of the poker room. Where does money come from? That's a great question to ask 5-year-olds. You probably get a lot of interesting answers. What's the best line in the classical Caro-Kann? Another perfect question for the typical 5-year-old. Or the dragon. 5-year-olds are like experts. I gotta go, guys. It was nice seeing you. This is my last game for today, unfortunately. We're gonna be back on Sunday with the simul. So there's the recirculation. Recirculation would be necessary. There's the f5 break. Knight c5, he can try to trade it off with either bishop or knight. Knight c5, knight d2, knight b3, blah blah blah. f5, knight g5. Alright. Do your worst. Do it. One of my favorite traps in the King's Indian is the old like bishop c8. Knight takes e4, queen takes e4, bishop f5. That almost works here. Almost. You know, another interesting move for you is bishop h3, preempting bishop c8. Bishop e3 is probably better than bishop a3. It also, by defending his rook on b1, with his other rook, he prevents the tactic knight takes e4. So I'm not actually threatening knight takes e4, queen takes e4, bishop f5, because his rook is protected. But he has queen h4, and he even has like bishop f6, bishop g5. Otherwise I'd have perpetual on his queen. See all the tactics I calculate? Alright, but nothing exciting for white to do here. I'm going to go back to like studying Petrosian games. It's good for your soul. Reluctant. The reluctant bishop. Dangerous to take this way. But if you got a knight on d6, maybe. A lot of times knight e8, knight d6, blockader can be very, very strong. You might consider taking with the d pawn. I think here b takes is like a standard move. I mean, now I'm better, right? There is this though. That's kind of scary. I don't like that. I guess I can always play a5 if I have to. What should I do though? There's no time and I have to make decisions. f5 standard. Maybe a mistake. No, you're not going knight a5. But he has another tactic with knight takes c5. We see how he thinks now. He likes grabbing rooks on a8, so you really got to watch this. Pawn takes knight takes c5. Bishop takes f5. Actually, bishop takes f5. I hate to have to do this, right? I hate to have to do this to you. My bad bishop is no worse than that knight. But I could have played it better, but he's got me in time pressure. I didn't have time to find the best moves, unfortunately. Objectively, it's close to equal, I guess. I guess I can play a4. I'm sort of threatening a4. Do I want to play a4? The pawn, I'm going to leave it to its devices. We're trading for his knight with the dark square bishop, I guess. I don't want to have a bad bishop. Black is better. White has more weaknesses. We leave the queenside pawn to its fate, and we focus on the king side. I remember losing to Roman in a blitz game. No, it was rapid. Where I was like white when I was an expert. Kind of similar to this. Oh no, my A pawn. I told you we would leave it to its fate. Fate, take it. He took it. Rook F3. Rook F3. Anybody? Anybody? I think I should just go Queen H3. He's got F3. Shit, I forgot about that. Time to panic. It's my second mate on H2 today. I can't believe he took that. Wow. Speaking of time to panic, I meant me panic. I messed up. Damn it. I forgot about F3. I was thinking for some reason you had to play F4. So I have to play something else here. E4 right away. I think black is better in this position. But the problem is on Rook F3, you have King G2 and you're like hanging on. Look at that rook on A5. I'm winning. Where is it? This is like a lichess tactics puzzle. Black to move and win. What did I miss? Is it really Rook F3? But what do I do after King G2? I thought I was winning except for King G2 and I didn't see what to do. I can play like Queen G4. But maybe that's the point. That I didn't go far enough. Like King G2, Rook F3, King G2, Queen G4 with the idea of E4. Win the queen with queen rook takes H2. Here, 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 right? Threatening E4. I don't think like checks do anything. He almost has to play like rook here. And then I win the queen. So that's the point. Maybe. Oh, I win the rook there, but that's not clear. I mean, I'm not up any material there if I play that. I mean, am I definitely winning? I mean, okay, you don't like having your king on F3. It's not 100% like a rock solid. But that is the best variation according to the computer. Oh, now it's like changing its mind. Yeah, that's the best variation. Rook F3. If H4, rook takes H4. No? Oh my god. He has Queen A4. What? With this idea. Okay, so I'm better off going here. Yeah, so what I didn't see was this. I didn't see it. You know, I didn't think I could just give you my rook on f3. Wow, rook takes c3. I could simply play this and be like winning. Anyway, good game. Alright, let's see. Has this ever been played? Yeah, there's some games. I'm not in love with your pawn structure, but it's playable. Excel Poker's following Hans Niemann. White is only worse by 0.3. I don't know who Naj Attila is. Some Serbian player. Knight d7. e4. We're following, I'm playing an Antic game from 2017. Antic here played knight f6, which is just a really weird move. I don't know what Dejan is thinking there, but e5 is best. So I improved on theory at move 11. And Excel Poker played the best move according to the engine with rook b1. And now queen e7. Pretty much like perfect play by both sides for this line. But d5 I guess is a mistake. d5, knight c5, now I'm better. Bishop e3, bishop c8. What about bishop h3? Yeah, it's the best move probably. But still black's better here. You shouldn't play d5. Alright guys, I gotta go. Thanks for the games. We'll see everybody Sunday for a simul. Have fun. Thanks for joining us. Stay sane. Bye-bye.